Hello everybody. Today we are flying out of Glacier Park International, located in Kalispell, Montana, just outside of Glacier Park. And we'll be flying the P38 here from Flying Iron. I highly recommend this airplane if you're a big vintage aircraft fan. If you like flying fun aircraft to zip around in, this thing is awesome. It is a lot of fun to fly, and all the gauges work. There's a lot you got to do to keep it in the air as far as these gauges go. I'm not quite into that technical flying yet, but I'm starting to get into it. The only thing holding me back from that is a VR headset, because it's a pain in the butt switching from mouse to joystick to look around and zoom in to get a good reading on the dials and whatnot. So I'm waiting until I get a VR headset before I start really delving into the technical part of flying. But today I figured we'd take off from here and fly over Flathead Lake to Polson. Give you a little sightseeing. Fly over the lake and see what we can see. And as you can tell, I'm trying to crash the airplane. Usually I take off a lot smoother than that, but you know, I'm recording now, so I've got stage fright, I think. Right now I've got live weather and time going, and it seems fairly accurate. There's a little haze in the air due to forest fire, which will fly over. Unfortunately, they don't show the hill on fire, but we'll fly over the area that is burning at the moment. Take a little turn here. Look over the Flathead Valley. To the left there is the Rocky Mountains. To the right, we've got West Valley and Smith Valley off there in the distance. And directly below us, we have Kalispell. So this is a pretty cool area to fly around, especially like during nighttime or dusk or morning. It's beautiful over here to see what it looks like. In fact, I could change the weather so that you can see it. I figure I just do a live weather flight just for the heck of it. And you can see details better with the light the way it is. I've got to say, the detail in this airplane is awesome. Look at that right engine. The paint deteriorating on there where the rivets are. It's so cool. This has been one of my favorite all-time aircraft that I drool over. And I've always wanted to fly in one, and now I am. Why? Because of Microsoft Flight Simulator. This is such a cool thing to have. Back when I was a kid, their first flight simulator looked like the Garmin GPSs that are in the cockpits now. It's like they took the old flight sim and put it in the the GPS. It's pretty crazy to see how far we've come in technology. Let me get a third-person view here, a little bird's eye view. We're coming up to Flathead Lake. We're flying over Highway 93 South, headed towards Summers and Lakeside. Off to our left is Big Fork, over where those foothills are, just across the lake there. But yeah, this is Flathead Lake. This is the biggest lake on the west side of the Mississippi. And I know it's just a little puddle compared to the Great Lakes, but it's pretty impressive. This lake was formed from the melting of the glacial mass that was up here back in the day, and this is what remains. In fact, there's even supposedly a Flathead Lake monster that inhabits these waters below us. So you never know what you're going to see when you come to Montana. Could be a grizzly bear, could be a Flathead Lake monster. I don't know. Yeah, it's a beautiful area for sure. Definitely a natural wonder. I'm pretty lucky to live here. Yeah, that is the Flathead Valley back behind us. For tourists, we got the Glacier Park and of course this lake and a bunch of breweries. There's a lot of breweries that have sprung up around this area, and it's a pretty cool little scene if you're into home brews or brewing, craft brewing. There's a lot of hiking here. Outdoors activities are endless. Hunting, fishing, snowshoeing, whatnot. Right on the border of Canada, so we're far north. So if you want to visit Canada and Montana, you can do both at the same time. So we got a lot of tourists that come through this area here, and it helps out with the slow season, which is not too slow anymore. We've got a lot of people moving into the area, so we've got a constant flow of business now on top of the tourist season. Now, I was talking about the forest fire that's going on, and right now to our left here, that whole ridge there is on fire. Or not our left, our right. There's my dyslexia kicking in, but our right side here, that whole ridge line is on fire, and they've been fighting it for weeks. I think it was up to 20,000 acres that were on fire. So yeah, I think they've started getting it under control, but the haze you see in this game is actually pretty accurate to what we're seeing in real life. So that's kind of crazy to see it in a video game. Straight ahead of us here, this is called Wild Horse Island. And do you know why it's called Wild Horse Island? You're right. You guessed wild horses. That is exactly why it's called Wild Horse Island. There's wild horses that live on this island, and they've lived on this island for hundreds of years. Unfortunately, somebody tried to catch this island on fire with a campfire last year, and you used to be able to go on here and camp and have fires and whatnot, but now, due to a couple of dumb people that couldn't put their fire out, it's restricted to camp there now, unless they've lifted that. But as far as I know, it's still restricted, which is a bummer. But yeah, we're flying over this huge lake, and there's a lot to do out here. Boating, fishing, like I said, and there's campgrounds. There's places to camp where there aren't campgrounds out here, so that's one good thing until somebody ruins that. But we'll see how long that lasts. It's not like in the city where you have to go drive out to the campground and it's all filled up and you got to pay $40 a night just to stay there. There are campgrounds like that here, but you can camp off campgrounds and enjoy it. So right now we're coming up to Polson Airport here, which is a private little airport. We're flying into Indian Reservation territory. Got the reservation off to our right and straight ahead and on past the horizon there. We're gonna take a little drop into the Polson Airport. I better cut my airspeed down here, being it's right here, and see if I can land better than I took off. Yeah, it's a cool little flight that I like to take, and you see that riverbed over there, or that cliff. There's a nice canyon you can fly through. It's a windy river, and it's fun to fly at low altitudes through it. So if you're into the low flying, crazy stunt flying, it's a good place to fly, just to have fun. There we are. I landed pretty nicely there. It's kind of hard, but I got it landed without incident. Normally I radio into the tower, but it's not really a tower here to radio into, but I'll just taxi haphazardly over here. Get out of my way! Coming through! But yeah, we'll park it right here in this taxiing area. So yeah, this is the P38. It's a pretty sweet looking aircraft and very detailed. If you're into that kind of thing, I highly recommend it. Very fun to fly, and I'll be doing a lot more flying with it. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Please give a like and subscribe if you did, and I'm hopefully getting into more technical flying here in the near future, so that it's more of a challenge than just this sightseeing flight that we did today. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the flight. Take care, and Godspeed.